How do you like to pack for a holiday? How do you like to check that you've got everything you need for a holiday? Do you stand at the door as you're just about to pull the door shut and go, ooh, passport, tickets, money? Or are you maybe slightly more systems orientated like me? Some of you who know me won't be surprised to know that I have checklists on my computer for all sorts of different holidays, for cycling, for camping, for Euro camping, with children, without children, just so that we don't forget stuff. Now, it's not that I'm a forgetful person, but I don't like the stress of other people forgetting stuff. I've been on a volunteering wake where a grown man forgot to pack any underwear at all. Quick trip to a local Tesco's. Thankfully, they had underwear. I've been on a camping holiday where my other half only remembered at 9 o'clock on Friday as we were driving to check whether or not there might be a sleeping bag for him in the car. A sleeping bag that he should have packed, obviously. I've even been on a camping week with my in-laws where it turned out that they thought we were bringing a tent for them and we thought they were bringing their own tent. We were a little snug, all 7 of us in one tent. So I like to check before I set off whether or not I've got the right stuff. That's what a checklist does. It helps me to check before I set off so I don't have to have tense conversations in a taxi, a plane, or a car, on a bicycle about whether or not we have everything we need. And it's the same with contracts. Your process needs to follow in a logical manner. It needs to start from the beginning and not have the documents coming in all a bit randomly. So if you've got a proposal, your terms and conditions should be part of it, because if they agree your proposal, they've agreed who is doing what, the price, probably the when, possibly certainty of process, outcome and cost has been now finally agreed. You don't need terms on the back of that. That's enough. So your terms could come too late. I've been sent a contract by a major construction publishing house, which had, as I received it, a set of terms and conditions. Too late. I've already bought it. Those sorts of terms that come quite late tend to be used for repeat buyers. So you'll see them on the back of train tickets and that sort of stuff, even on the back of receipts from shops. Now, for the first transaction, it is too late because your deal has already been struck. But for future transactions, if you do a lot of them, they're hoping that what we call it in English law, a course of dealing, so repetitively providing their terms at some point in the process, will be enough. So you need to think carefully. When do you think you're creating a contract? Is it when you send your quote? Is it when you send your invoice? Is it when you send the first document that you've created? Like going to a hotel. And there's an old case in English law where somebody went to a hotel, paid for a room, and went up to their room to find the notice on the back of the door. In the meantime, while they were saying, somebody stole from their room, but the sign on the back of the door said the hotel wouldn't be responsible. It went to court and the court said, too late. By the time they've signed their check-in slip, got their key card, or whatever digital means of opening that door, then it's too late. So be careful that your terms come at the right point in the transaction, that you understand that your process is linear and it has to come at the right point. Because if you've got terms that are important to you as a business and that may be important to your client, your buyer or your supplier, they need to know about them. Often those terms actually transfer risk, so they need to know about them before they set their price. Often it might be about payment. Now, if you're going to pay me in 90 days, my fee goes up because I'm now carrying that cash flow. Why should I act as a sort of banker to your business? So think carefully about how you want to structure your terms. I've been working with a speaker who's got a fabulous set of terms on her website. Clear, open, obvious, plenty of white space, beautiful tone of voice. Needs a bit of work, missing a few things, but she's taken the view that she wants her terms to be open, upfront, transparent, and available and accessible to everyone, prospect, client, supplier. So it's really important that we can think of the process, think of where we need to introduce that information so that people have got it at the right time. And if your terms are good, then they show what it's like to do business with you. But don't leave it too late. Don't hide away. They're not a secret to be found, a pearl in the middle of an oyster to be wedged open. They're something that should be on your t-shirts, that should be written in song, that should be open and transparent and obvious and accessible to everyone. So think carefully about when you should introduce your terms in the contracting process, because if they're not at the right point, then they cannot safeguard your business, and they definitely could annoy your clients.